Hello guys, Tops here. Today, how does anticipation work in Battle Brass? So, when being attacked with ranged weapons, you gain 1 plus 10% of your base range defense as additional range defense per tile that the attacker is away, and always at least plus 10 to range defense. So, what does that mean? We always get at least plus 10 range defense, and this one counts decimal. So, if you would get like 1.2 and you are 10 tiles away, you would get 12 range defense. So that's pretty nice. Yeah, and anticipation is one of these perks. It kind of competes with dodge because dodge gives you also range defense, but also melee defense. But the fact that you always get at least 10 range defense means, unless you have a character that has invested in initiative, it's just better, right? It's just a better perk for specifically for range defense. And I find it exceptionally useful on my Bannerman because that guy is always getting targeted. Yeah. The biggest problem is actually I made a run. I'm not sure if I can find it, but I had a run where basically everybody had anticipation and dodge, and we were basically immune to range damage. The problem with anticipation is the AI, if you have really high range defense, the AI just shoots another target, generally speaking. Range behavior is a little bit weird. The thing is, the AI is very likely to target your Bannerman and the center of your formation. So having anticipation on a Bannerman actually means a lot. Like, this guy is not getting hit as much, for sure. That makes a significant difference. And because of the banner and the fact that I have a heavy weapon and I use my fatigue, a lot of the time I wouldn't get edge mass value from dodge than I would get from anticipation because it's at least 10 range defense all the time. Yeah, so, okay. Let's check out what Turtle has to say about this. And yeah. So here are some certain numbers. So like 10 range defense. If you have 10 range defense, at 6 tiles you get plus 12. If you have 20, you get plus 18 range defense. So the more points you invest in range defense, the more you get as a return from fast adaptation, the perk, right? Yeah. AI targeting behavior is pretty weird. Yeah, can kind of try to make an arrow magnet, although it's kind of hard. Yeah, putting these guys in the front that have a high range defense to soak up arrows. Bannerman, yeah, that's kind of like the only reason I use this perk, or the only way where I would say anticipation is probably better than dodge. Right. Anti-goblins, anti-gunner, anti-ifrit, yeah. It's good versus shooting attacks to third. In short. Okay, so let's check out in the game really fast. And what kind of bros I have anticipation on. I try to find a safe way I have anticipation on a lot of bros. Where was it? Bear with me. We are there soon. I think it was Deserters. Yeah, check. Yeah, we have dodge on our tank. Dodge, Battleforge dodge frontline a lot. Another dodge tank. Anticipation fatigue neutral. 11 range defense anticipation. Dodge and anticipation. Anticipation. Yeah, in my idea, I kind of wanted to make an archer run and take anticipation on basically every frontliner. Was kind of like a tryout. The funny thing is you basically become immune to range damage, more or less, if your whole company has either dodge or anticipation. So there is a way to play around with anticipation and dodge and you can become almost immune to ranged fire. That's pretty nice, I would say. Yeah, but overall, for a frontliner, dodge is probably better. The problem is dodge doesn't work a lot of the time with Battleforge because you have a lot of heavy gear. So if you take dodge, you get, and you have like 40 initiative, you get like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 defense, who cares, right? But if you take anticipation and you have heavy gear, you get at least plus 10 range defense, which is kind of nice, especially if you have somebody like a Sellsword, Adventurous Noble, I mean, or something like an Oathtaker, who tend to have negative starting range defense. So you can kind of patch out the negative starting range defense with dodge or anticipation, while maintaining Battleforge, especially with anticipation. Yeah, but in general, the AI tends to target the mid of the formation. So having the Bannerman that is in the mid, giving him anticipation is the way I would do that. Yeah. Overall, I would say it's not the greatest perk because range defense suffers from this problem, which is like, it's kind of win more, right? If you already have high range defense, you get even more range defense and you are less likely to get shot by anything. Except if you put like, the AI tends to target it nimble guys that are by themselves, that have low armor and low HP. So the AI likes to target it nimble guys, even if they are nimble tanks that have shields and like really high range defense because of that, plus dodge, right? And the AI tends to target the center formation. So I had a run where I made the shield Bannerman in the middle with anticipation, and he worked quite well. You could put a shield nimble tank just in the front to soak up arrows, and maybe a Bannerman with anticipation in the back, and then you should be ignoring way more range fire that comes into you. So there is a very specific case, but I highly recommend you take a little bit of time and either play the game or just read some guides and understand, or try to understand how the AI is targeting, right? How the targeting behavior of the AI is. And some of that comes from game experience, some of that comes from reading guides, right? And I know one thing for sure, the Bannerman is always getting shot at, and I either take anticipation or dodge on him all the time. And as you can see, he has 59 initiative, so dodge does just a fraction of what anticipation would do, right? So anticipation in this case, way better than dodge for the sake of range defense. Alright guys, this is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and write me down in the comments below how you use anticipation and dodge. And have a nice day guys. Bye bye.